So I haven't been in Copenhagen in a hot minute. Yeah, I kind of meant to vlog as I was walking through the town, but I wasn't sure if I had time. But I do. So now, here I am at a random corner on Strøget, which is, it's like this big central street right in the middle of Copenhagen, right? It goes by City Hall, which is like the shopping street in this godforsaken city. And I'm here for my brother's birthday. There's a restaurant like 50 yards away or whatever, and we'll meet there in like half an hour. And I'm here pretty early, so I have a little time to vlog. Welcome to Denmark. So this is the Lego shop. I'm not going in because it's a little rude to film inside of a store, but yeah, basically just an entire store dedicated to Lego. And it's kind of a tourist trap in its way, because like it is a shop, like you can buy Lego in there, plenty of people do, but it's also like they have that decorated wall you can see there. In there, that's all Legos. Like it's lots of huge Lego figures. It's sort of a branding exercise for the Lego Corporation. There's some other lovely shops down here. I don't really have time to show it off. I kind of wanted to do like a walk and talk through the street, just to talk about my memories of being here with my family when I was younger, when I was a kid, with my grandmother especially, but no time, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm in Copenhagen. Haven't been here in a hot minute, and every single time I come here after having been away for like a year or two, it's like I reobserve the weird tension between the historical preservation of the town, which is a lot. Like the buildings in here are old, like all of them are old, and there are very strict and specific historical laws against tearing anything down. Like, to get permission to do any of that, like that's always been very hard, thank God. Which means in here, you don't get skyscrapers, you don't get high-rises, no 80-floor office buildings, none of that. Buildings are like between 3 and 4 stories generally, and that's it. Which means you can see the sky, and it feels very open and kind of nice. And the place is generally very walkable. And like, you get lots of old buildings, lots of preserved architecture, which is lovely. It's like, as capitals go, as big cities, like there's 2 million people live here, but as capitals go, yeah, like take this or Amsterdam over, you know, New York any day. I'm sure that'll make some Americans mad. It's just a really nice, like, overall really nice city. I wouldn't want to live in here because it's brutally expensive and loud and too busy for me, but it's nice. It's nice being back. But yeah, it's my brother's birthday, so I took a 4-hour train ride from where I live right now to get here. And I'm just waiting for them to... Well, mostly waiting for my mom, I think, because I think the others are probably going to be there before I am. And yes, so I've been trying to move. I think I've talked about this before. Yeah, I have. I'm trying to move. And I'm trying to move not like to the capital, but to a smaller town somewhere out, like not too far outside of the capital, close enough that all the public transport like will take me in here pretty quickly, because this is like, my family lives here, most of them, and I want to be closer. And coming here reminded me of that again. Like it really, it's been growing and growing, this feeling of like this, just fucking want to be closer. Like I just want to be closer so I can go here and like meet my sister for a cup of coffee or something, you know. Babysit my young nephew for a day, that sort of thing. And also, it is a nice town. Like, I like the buildings. I like how much of the old architecture that's preserved. How not really the sense of tradition, but more the sense of like, it sort of resists that hyper-capitalist urge towards more, always more. Where like anyone who's like has a capitalist mindset would be like, but this is very inefficient use of the space. You could cram way more floors on top of all of this, and like you could instead of having like this row of like nice colorful buildings and they're like all crooked and weird, now it's this inefficient use of the space. Let's build some big square buildings and shove 150,000 people in there. The town sort of resists it. Like, not that it's uncapitalist by any stretch of the imagination, but this instinct towards historical preservation, it keeps the town, like, it resists the hyper-capitalist urge. And the thing about, like, when you look at hyper-capitalist cities, like cities that are built entirely around, like, that hyper-individualism and capitalism that's so popular in North America, they're not friendly places to be. Like, they're not... You can't walk anywhere in Los Angeles, right? Like, you can't walk anywhere in so many parts of the United States and Canada because all the towns are laid out with this complete, like, well, if you want a car, then you should have a place to drive the car, which means we need to build roads. And then when a car is, like, the most convenient way to get to a place, then everybody gets a car, and then the roads get overstuffed and clogged, and then you build more roads. And then, like, more public transport falls out of favor, and a car becomes even more mandatory, and people get more cars, and you have to build more roads, and it's a vicious, vicious cycle. And it's called induced demand. And that doesn't happen here. Like, inner city Copenhagen is walkable. You can walk everywhere. And anywhere you can't walk, there is public transport all the fucking time. There's a metro, there is what's it called, like a German S-Bahn. It's a train system that, like, will take you out to all the suburbs and take you around. And it's just like, this is what a human-centered city looks like, you know? This is what it's like to live somewhere that's built for people. I don't know why I'm filming downwards all the time. It's a habit. Like, when I'm home or close to home, I film downwards because I don't want to give away where I live specifically. I don't want to put any landmarks on it, but I'm just visiting here, so I'll show you the street. Why not? So yeah, that's been nice. I really want to move. Anyway, that was all I had on my mind, I think.